Great morning, holy brothers! Today is the 24th of Teves. It is the 5th of January on Friday. We are in the Garden of Peace on our pathway to peace. And today's lesson is called Giving Gratitude. Right?
That's right.
Always. Absolutely. First thing we do when we wake up in the morning, we say,
Modeh.
thank you, Hashem, for giving me life. Thank you, Hashem, for waking me up in the morning. You can't do anything before that starts. You jump out of bed like there is water pouring on your head, like there are needles under you. Boom! That's it. With a fire like a lion. Roar! Modeh. That's it. You get up with absolute power and positivity. This is how we start our day. There is no other way. So, in the book of Exodus, in the Torah, in Shemos, yes? That's where we're just starting right now. We are in that parsha. There's no other better way that we can be connected to this right now. Hashem's commanding Moshe. He says to command the Aaron, his brother, to smite the sand with Aaron's rod, with a stick, right? And out would swarm millions of, what comes out of the ground for that makkah? Lice. Right? Mm-hmm. The third of the 10 plagues that Hashem brought upon Egypt. The question is asked, why did this plague have to come about for Aaron? Why not Moshe? Why did he have to ask his brother to do this? Was Moshe not good enough? Did he not know the trickery and the ways to bring about this miracle? Come on, seriously. Rashi answers, many people know this, it was not fitting for the sand to be smitten by Moshe. Might. Why?
It helped him hide the body.
The sand protected him when he killed the Egyptian taskmaster, and he buried him in the sand. Therefore, Aaron was the one to hit it, to smack it, to smite it. The sand. We're talking about literally dirt, dust of the earth, the ground. Are you kidding me? This is the extent that Hashem expects from us. Sand is what? An inanimate object. Literally, lifeless. Did not have consciousness, did not choose to help Moshe. It wasn't like he was able to get an opportunity. So, now you get rewarded. Why? Because you did such a wonderful thing, Bubala. I asked you to go get me the soda, and you want to get the soda. Thank you so much for getting the soda. Right? If I build a robot, and I program the robot to get me a soda, 5 o'clock p.m., to go pick it up, bring it to the table, and pour it. And we're going to say, thank you, sir. Holy brother.
We're on camera now.
That's it. You're on camera, man. Say hello. Wave to everybody. Now when you walk in late, everybody's going to know.
Oh, man.
Yeah. When I program alone to wake up in the morning, and I call him and sets an alarm, do I thank him for coming to shul? You better believe it. Why? Because he has a choice. He has free will. When I have a robot that I program and my alarm goes off in the morning, they'll wake up and say, thank you, alarm clock, for buzzing to wake me up in the morning. Am I thanking my alarm clock when I wake up in the morning that it went off? You know, shaking your head, no? A machine? I'm setting you to wake me up in the morning. And I'm going to thank you for doing what I programmed you to do? Does that make sense? Hello, I'm talking to you. Move up a little bit here. I need to be able to smack you at the table. Right here. Move up. So, what happened? The sand that protected the dead Egyptian by Moshe, we said that Moshe has to thank the sand. The sand is not even an alarm clock. At least an alarm clock is working. It's making noises. It has lights that's flashing, right? It might be vibrating. That's an alarm clock. By nature, things can be buried in the sand. What's more is that the kindness that the sand did for Moshe was more than 60 years ago. It's not like it just woke me up in the morning and I'm saying thank you for the alarm clock. That notwithstanding, Hashem wanted Moshe to remember how the sand helped him so long ago. You better be grateful to the ground. Right? For the sand. Hello? He didn't command anything. He dug it, put it in, whatever. It did nothing for him.
Think about it. The Torah still says we have to be grateful to the Egyptians.
The Egyptians! Who destroyed us? Who killed us? Who murdered us? Who enslaved us? Who brought the most misery possible to our life? The Egyptians? Amazing point. Amazing point.
That was a long time ago.
Crazy. How many years ago? You're Rishayim, right? You have to be grateful for them. What are you talking about? When we have an action we do in life, we may have a response that is triggered by a modern world society. You might be living through your Instagram, through your TikTok, through your Facebook. Everything that you see comes inside you and affects you. And that is how your personality develops and changes. You are a product of your society around you. The Torah commands you to have neighbors that you're going to live in a place that are going to have a positive influence on you. Because it knows that if you have negativity, it's going to draw you down. You could be the biggest tzaddik in the world, but if you're surrounded by schmutz, you're going to get dirty. It's going to become a problem. If you have friends that are always talking Lashon Hara, if you know that you go to their house on Shabbos, it's going to be a problem. Don't go to their house. I don't care how friendly you are with them. If you have a choice to go to somebody who's going to learn Torah and have a chavrusa, or talk about business stuff, or talk about shtus, or talk about sports on Shabbos, put yourself in a place that's going to be positive for you. Envelop yourself in an environment of excellence. Okay? Think for a second. Now what would my Goyish neighbor do? You think, what would Moshe do? That's what we do. What is somebody who's going to be a great role model for me? And then put yourself in that limelight. My beautiful friend over here, Moshe, we came up with the idea together. You know, people say, oh, what would Yashka do? What would Jesus do? Yes. Stop! Who do we look up to? Who's the greatest role model for us in human history? Who? Tell me. Alone. Moshe. This Moshe, every Moshe. The Moshe of all Moshes. The Rambam was Moshe too. Moshe was a great guy. But who is the most humble person on the face of the earth? They give that title to Moshe. So when we have something that comes our way, we have a problem with arrogance, or we have a problem with shalom bayis, our wife is yelling at us, stop. Don't yell back. Compose yourself. Tell the Yetzer Hara to get the heck out of my face and say, what would Moshe do? And that's what we got on our hands. What would?
Wow!
Look, what would Moshe do?
You guys are serious.
We are dead serious right now.
No,
This is the first day. You want a bracelet? You get a bracelet. You get a bracelet. Give him one. Where is it?
I didn't bring all of
He
them.
didn't bring it. Okay, we have bracelets
You
now.
guys are in the city. I'm still in Atlantic City.
We're going to give out bracelets. You want one? Let us know. We'll mail it to you. Come to the shul, pick it up. What would Moshe do?
I'll bring them Sunday.
Well, God willing, have them here. Or if you want to mail it to your house, give me your address. Send me a message. You'll get your bracelets. What would Moshe do? That's it. Now you'll never have a question in your life. You'll always know what to do. Because all you have to think is, what would Moshe? That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do right now. Somebody's yelling at me in my face, blowing up. Bombs are going off everywhere. So I know exactly what would Moshe do. That's what I'm going to ask. Right now, how I'm going to act in my life with my wife. Right now. Back to the sand. Anyway, so he was grateful. He had to be grateful to sand, to schmutz, to dirt. And now your wife is talking to you, and you're not going to be thankful to your wife for everything that she does for you in your life. Stop. Think how you should act, and that's how you're going to respond. Not just the few cubits of sand in that little 2, 4, 6 by 6, whatever it was, that he hid the Egyptian in. Maybe Moshe has to be thankful to that little place, okay? That area of sand that hid the Egyptian for him. So he comes back once a year, and we'll celebrate, we'll do Sudas Hadah, we'll thank that sand for saving his life, right? But it wasn't that. It wasn't just that little area where the Egyptian was buried. All the sand in the world, Moshe had to be thankful for. Not just that one area where the grave was. Do you understand? He's taking that, applying it to everywhere. This is what Moshe would do. That's how he acts. Not just this one little kid. Hello? How do we have to act? This is what Moshe did. That's what we need to do. Turning the sand, all the sand in the world. We have to have Hakaras Tov Torahs. That sand turned into lice It may not even been that part where the Egyptian was. But that sand, and when he turned its lights, would be ungrateful on Moshe's behalf. What are you kidding? Aaron had to be the one to hit that sand. Moshe couldn't come near it. He wouldn't ever think in his world, in his wildest dreams, you may not hit the sand because of a little Akar Satov on the other side of the land that helped you out. This is how we apply. It's a major, magnificent movement of a mind that we have to mingle into reality for our own life. If this is the extent of gratitude that we need to show to an inanimate object, a nothing, no soul, no life, no movement, no light, if that's how something benefited us in a little way, in a little area, how much more so? Calva flippin' Chomer. Hello? Do we need to be grateful to a human being who did something for us? Who benefited me? Who helped me in my life? Who gave me money one time when I needed it? Who said thank you? Who said a compliment to me?
So Kal Vachomer for your wife.
Hello! Moshe started. You bring it home. Bring it home. Your wife who raises your children. Your wife who loves you sometimes. Your wife who does the dishes once. Imagine if your wife did the dishes one time. Once in your marriage. Every other time she expects you to do it. You have to be thankful to her for that one time 5 years ago on a Tuesday night. She happened to be at the sink doing the dishes. That's what Moshe was doing with the sand! One time! And it's not even alive.
Maybe it was sarcastic. Like, thank you for doing the dishes. Thank you for doing the dishes. By the way, thank you for that Tuesday about 5 years ago.
He would never dream of tapping it with his stick. Sand does not have feelings. Right? There's somebody, Shapiro, Ben Shapiro, facts don't care about your feelings. Right? That's his motto.
It's a good thing.
But what is our motto?
Feelings.
We care about every person's feelings. Even the ground, even the dirt. The sand, man. Sand, man. Sand does not have feelings, but people do. We should all the more, as Alon just told us, be so grateful to our wife, who does so much for us. Not just hides bodies in the backyards. Who's especially, I don't know if your wife's hiding bodies in the backyards, but if you're in the mafia, maybe. Who is especially sensitive and emotional, not rational. If you say something to your wife, what happens? Dude, she'll remember it 25 years later. And she'll bring you up for that. If she can remember one time when you insulted her 25 years ago, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Crazy? She doesn't remember what we ate yesterday for dinner. But she imagined when I insulted her. One time, I didn't even mean it. I was joking. It was funny. I thought it was funny. She thought it was funny. She did not think it was funny. I guarantee you, she did not think it was funny. You did. Absolutely. My wife always tells me, I'm not as funny as I think I am.
And you say, you're right.
now I do. And you say, but I think it's funny. An ingrate has no connection with Hashem. If you're not having gratitude, you're not showing appreciation, you are billions of light years away from God, from connection. Chachamim, our sages, said, whoever denies the kindness that his friend has done for him, thank you so much, Moshe, for these beautiful bands. I really appreciate the work that you put in, the time that you put in, that you brought it to me. You're amazing. Mwah, Gishmak, I love you. Thank you. Until you deny kindness that a friend has done for you, will ultimately deny God's loving kindness. If you can't appreciate a goodness that a fellow human being does for you, you're never going to appreciate what Hashem does for you. You can't even think of what Hashem does for you every day. 20 minutes, we're talking to God, thank you for what we have. You're not even coming close. Thank you for my eyesight. Thank you that I can walk, I have legs in the morning. Thank you that I have a coat to put on to keep myself warm. Thank you for my children. Thank you for my comfortable pillow. What? There's endless. You can't thank a friend? How are you ever going to thank God? Honestly. To learn to be grateful to Hashem, first, you need to be grateful to the sand. The ground you walk on. Thank you, Hashem, for making there be earth, and that I can have stability to walk on, so I'm not even floating in space. Thank you for streets, so my car can drive on and not get potholes. Thank you for sidewalks, so I can walk and not get hit by cars. Thank you, Hashem, for the sand beneath my toes. Just like Moshe. Before a person can acknowledge and be grateful for the loving kindness of Hashem, he must learn to acknowledge and be grateful for the loving kindness that he receives from his friends, from his co-workers, from his wife. And even the benefits that he derives from inanimate objects. You want to be like Moshe? Wake up in the morning and say, thank you, alarm clock, for waking me up in the morning. Thank you for being here so I can start my day on time. Thank you for buzzing loud enough that it actually woke me up instead of me sleeping through it. Thank you, alarm clock, for telling me what time it is. So anytime I need to know, I can look at you so I can know when to daven, so I can know when to be to work on time. Thank the alarm clock. You're not a fool. You're living in Moshe's shadow. And then if you do that, you can apply it to everything in your life. Without gratitude to the agents of Hashem's kindness, he'll never be able to be grateful to Hashem himself, the true source of loving kindness. We said before in the story a few days ago of the guy who was living with God, best buddies, he does everything for me, and Hashem brought a flood. Remember the story? He said, Hashem will save me. Hashem will save me.
Yeah.
They made an announcement on the radio, get the heck out of town.
Yes,
No, Hashem is going to save me. A lifeboat came by when the waters got high. No, boat, go away. God's going to save me.
Yeah.
Get to the top of the building, the helicopter came by. Go away, Hashem's going to save me. Dude, this is the last call. We're leaving the city. Nobody's left. If you don't come now with this ladder from the helicopter, you're going to be dead. Guess what? Water floods and he dies. Goes up to Shemayim. God, I thought you loved me. Why didn't you save me? God says, you fool. You're an idiot. What are you talking about? I sent you a radio call. I sent you a boat. I sent you a helicopter. I sent you those. They're from me. Those were my messengers. You chose to ignore it. That was my call to you. Hashem says, I'm calling to you every single day. That alarm clock that wakes you up in the morning, it's me. I'm Hashem. I'm using that alarm clock to talk to you. To wake you up. It's me. Hello, Bubula. I'm giving you a kiss in the morning. I'm waking you up with an alarm clock. You use that alarm clock to come back to Hashem. You use your friends to say thank you for being here so I can learn, because that's Hashem helping me. Hashem is messengers everywhere. Open your eyes, recognize, and use that with wings to fly. Have an awesome, dashingly amazing rest of your day and a super spectacular shining Shabbos.